Hey, Loco sports fans. Welcome to a Tuesday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. This has kind of been our night off during the fall because it's kind of been a quieter night and we've had Under the Bus going. But Under the Bus boys wanted to go early tonight. West jumped in to produce. They got rolling at 7 so they could catch Shohei time. And so far, pretty good for Shohei, but not good enough. The Blue
No,
Jays
not
getting the
not. It
better of
was
him.
it
They're just
was
putting him
good
down on
until
strikes.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. took him deep, and now the Blue Jays, who you know, coming back from just a devastating extra 18-inning loss, which ended till around 2:50 a.m. Eastern time.
I didn't make it.
Right
I didn't
back
make it
at
to the end. Did not make it to the end. Almost 16th, I think. I saw Kershaw get out of the jam, and then I
yeah,
stirred a couple of times after
Curry
that and
said that
saw that it was still
he
tied.
watched
But
all 18 innings. Curry said that.
I did as
I
well.
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Good for
Well,
you
I
boys.
would have if like my team was in the fight. Like I was I
Yeah,
No, it brought me right back to
I was trying.
2018 when Nathan Eovaldi just displayed a yeoman's effort before Max Muncy hit a home run. I believe it was also in the 18th inning
It was.
against the Dodgers in Game
Yeah,
3.
sounds right.
Except the Red
Sounds right.
Sox were up 2-0 in the series instead of being tied 1-1. But
Yeah,
Well, hey
the,
boys, we got some big local sports news to talk about
oh,
tonight, and we have
yeah.
guests with us tonight. So we'll get back
woo,
to that stuff in the parting thoughts. I'm sure we'll talk some more about it, and as the show goes on. But lots of stuff to get through today because we have state champs to crown. We have the Hilton Head golf team, Wes's alma mater, running away with it today. They finished at 616 to beat May River by 30 shots. Remember, they were separated by one shot last week, so big week for Hilton Head. They had some great individual performances with Harper Hedden taking the individual title. She shot 2 under 70 today to finish 1 under for the tournament and win by 6 shots over May River's Haley Zhao. The Sharks finishing second. So great showing, and we'll talk about that in a little more detail later. On the other side of the coin, Bluffton boys volleyball bows out 3-0 to Travelers Rest tonight in the state semifinals. Great run for those guys. But we still have two more volleyball teams playing in the Loco, and one of them going to be our guest tonight on the Loco Sports Lowdown, presented by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, our all-star sponsors. Mickelson Law Firm been with us since the beginning, our original sponsor, our presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and the official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports. But they can help you with all your legal needs at Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, our partner in local sports coverage, helping shine a light on all the teams and student athletes in the Loco. And I think we may hear from Marcus Walsh a little bit later in the show. We'll see if he makes it out tonight. But for now, we do have some guests waiting in the green room. They just got out of practice because the season has been extended once again. And this time last year, we got to talk to them because they were making a run to the state championship match. And we'll see if they can do it again. We got the May River Sharks with us with Coach Morgan Hedrick, and then the sisters, Aurora and Ariel. Is it Rick?
Yes.
Yeah, Rick. Right. Okay. I remembered from a year ago by some miracle. But how are y'all doing tonight? I know you guys have been grinding and just got out of practice, but it's a great thing to still be working at this time of the year, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, we're super excited about it. We had every intention of making another run this year, and it's shaping up that way.
Coach, that was
Obviously.
one of the
Oh yeah,
more
go ahead.
pounding 3-set wins that I have ever seen. It just went 3 sets, but you guys had to earn every point, especially late. And it took a 29-27 victory in that third set to clinch it against a South Aiken team that just found a way to hang around. And they had some talented players, but you guys found a way to finish the job. Talk about what you guys went through in order to continue to battle, overcome some tough stretches and find a way to finish the job.
Yeah, South Aiken, I mean, they wanted the run, and they were willing to grind for it and show up for every point. And we knew going into this that there are some very, very talented teams in 4A, and nobody was just going to roll over and let it slide by. And South Aiken, they're a talented team, and we knew that they were coming in prepared and ready to give it everything that they had, and they showed up. We have been working really hard all season about maintaining our energy level and having our own grind that lasts from the first point to the very last one. And I think now it's really, now that we're coming up against these challenging teams that they aren't giving us an inch, we're really having to show up and take what we want. And so it's been really, really exciting to watch the girls fight for it and go into every point with the aggressive nature and the desire to see everything to the end, no matter the score, especially that third set that went 29-27. So it was very exciting.
Aurora and Ariel, I'd like to see you guys just talk more about that and how you guys dug deep to get that last set accomplished there to close it out.
I mean, we really wanted that win. We're trying to get back to states, and
we all really wanted it. Just put in the effort and play together to make the win happen.
Yeah, it's funny because, obviously South Aiken's a difficult team in and of itself, but now y'all's next opponent is, of course, Gray Collegiate, which is always a tough matchup. So I wonder, does y'all's game plan change going into a game with a opponent as fierce as Gray Collegiate?
It does to a certain extent. Of course, we're going to tailor certain parts of our game to the opponent that we face. And we may be more offensively focused or more defensively focused depending on who we're going up against. But overall, we have our own style of game, right? We have our May River game. So we go into every match and setup with the anticipation of playing our game first. And if we have to tweak it or tailor it in some minute way for our opponents, no problem. But our ultimate goal is to play our game first and foremost.
Yeah, play the game, not the opponent, unless there's something that you have to adjust to, really, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to get too far away from what you want to do. Aurora and Ariel, this is 2 years in a row that you guys have really kind of turned it on at the end of the season and played your best volleyball at the end of the year, which is natural, I mean, if a team is bonding together and everything, but it seems like you guys really seem to rise to the occasion and rise to the competition. Do you feel like that's true of this team, that when the competition gets a little more challenging, you guys get a little more locked in and play a little bit better?
I do feel like that's true, mainly because we have been together for so long. We've been together since conditioning started, all throughout the summer. So we know what it takes to want to win and to be able to win.
And after last year's run and how it ended, we really want to go back to states this year and get that win.
Yeah, that was a tough way to go. I mean, you guys had it seem like lined up, and then the snowball just got going the wrong direction on you and took you out. But what did you guys learn from that? What you kind of hit on it there, but what did you take away from that? Talk more about that motivation that comes from that disappointment.
We all just wanted to push harder at practice, push each other, strive for the best, and just make sure that we can all get better with each other, be more cohesive, so that way during these tough times in the game, we can come back together, bring our energy up, and play at a higher level than we were doing.
Well, you certainly showed it throughout that match, that second set where you guys were up a good amount, like 10 points or so, and the South Aiken rallied back to make it really interesting and ended up tying that set. So talk to me about what you guys talked about in those timeouts and how you were able to regroup, get back at it, and then finish off that important second set. Just talk to me how you guys really bonded together, and how has that been the epitome for how well this team has played together in big situations this year?
I feel like we have to tell each other that we have to pick up our energy because nobody else is going to do it for us. Yes, there are people in the stands cheering for us, but we also need to cheer for ourselves and each other. I mean, sometimes making each other laugh works too. But we get our head back in the game and we push harder.
Coach, I mean, how proud were you of how they battled really in that second set when South Aiken came roaring back, and then again in that marathon third set. Just talk about the pride that you had for them, just staying true to what they do well and not being wavered, that they're able to get back to what they do well.
Yeah, so I'm incredibly proud of how they played. Excuse me. We have worked all season on being a finishing team. And it kind of bled over from last season. Like at the beginning of the season, we really loved to drop the first set. And it really kind of set the tone that we were having to then crawl back out of, and we love to be challenged. And so we've been trying to break that habit all season long and making it the new standard where right out of the gate, we just take control of the game. And that is 100% what they did last night. From point one, they took control of that game and then they held on to it. And even when that snowball rolled in the wrong direction and we dipped down and gave up, 10 or so points in the second set, I was very, very proud of them in being able to recenter and calibrate back to our rate of play and our game on our side. They did it better last night than they have so far, and I was over the moon about it.
Yeah, man. Coach, obviously every team every season is a different team. The team takes on a personality of its own. You subtract players, you add players. How's this team compared to last year's team? Not like which was better, but what's different about this team? What's the personality of this team?
The personality of this team is very excellent question. Last year's team was very motivated. They were very close. They had played together for several years. This year, we had a bit of a challenge ahead of us in the early season because we had our returning varsity players, which is about 7 of them. And then we had the JV players that were moving up to now fill out the roster. And there was this large divide, just, between seniors and sophomores, if you will, and trying to find a way to make them come together and play together. But this team has done such a good job with it because everybody on this team is a grinder. Every single person. So they all want to accomplish the same goal and they're all willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So last year, everybody was already kind of a cohesive unit. They were friends and had played together for several years. This year wasn't like that, but they're all so similar in their mindset and they're ready to go to work. And it's been wonderful to watch them jive together.
That's culture. Culture doesn't graduate. It carries over. So
right. I mean, that's important. And you see now there are players that are starting to step up, and I think the best example, I mean, although a bunch
your
of
younger set of twins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to mention the Spurs sisters, Jensen, as well as Emerson, were terrific. Mm-hmm. Especially, I mean, Jensen was just cash money every time that she got set up. I mean, just an impressive job getting those big points when you need them. But and then you go back to Ariel and Aurora, and Aurora was such a key piece down the stretch. I mean, just talk about the way some of these younger players like a Jensen and like an Emerson have really stepped up, support those players who have had such a great career here, like an Aurora who has meant so much, and Ariel who have both meant so much to the accomplishments of this team. So you're just talking about how you've cultivated some younger players to really step into those big roles to support those leaders.
Yeah. So being that we're trying to build a legacy program at May River, my expectations are very, very high. And coming into season, I'm pretty clear about those expectations. And as far as we expect to make it and what I think each team is realistically capable of doing. And those expectations are based on previous years in the program, right? And in building that culture. So the younger girls coming up to varsity this year, that batch of sophomores, I can look at them and say, this is the culture that we have. These are my expectations for an outside hitter. And those expectations were established by Aurora, because when I need her to get the job done, I can look at her and tell her exactly what I need, and she's going to do what it takes to get it done. Same thing with Ariel. Like, I need this ball to go down. That may be finding your hot hitter on the court. That may be taking control of the ball and dumping it yourself. But when I look at her and I say, I need this next ball to go down, she's going to find a way to make that happen. And those tenured players have set the stage for this round coming up and for future rounds that are seeing it now, that they will look back on these wildly successful teams and say, that's what it takes, and that is the expectation, and that's what I have to live up to. It's a very high bar, but it's an attainable bar because we have players that have and are currently attaining it.
Yep. You got a blueprint set, and you're setting up your pipeline too. I think you sent a couple to go play college volleyball last year, and I believe both of you young ladies are going to the next level to play, right? Where are y'all headed?
I'm going to Albany State University in Albany, Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm going to Brevard College in North Carolina.
Nice.
All
Home
right,
of the
good
White
stuff there.
Squirrels.
Yep.
It's a great
Albany,
place.
Albany State
Brevard's
member of the
wonderful.
Peach Belt. Of course, USCB doesn't have a volleyball team, but they could in the
Yet.
future. Yeah. Like I said, yes, I was going to say it's looking like it'll be on the horizon.
It's high on the priority list.
Yeah.
I'm told.
Ariel and Aurora, talk about that great crowd last night supporting you guys. A bunch of students who were very energized, and that student section was incredible. Those young men and women who came to support you guys and cheer you on, all the parents that came. Talk about how awesome it is to play these playoff games at home and be able to really feed off the crowd. And you guys got some big points.
I mean, I really do enjoy the crowd. I know most of them. I see them all the time in the training room. A lot of them play soccer, and I was with our soccer team a lot last year. But they really do bring a lot of energy, and it's so fun to see all their little cheers. And they'll like try to copy us, and we'll break it down. They'll break it down with us, even from afar. I mean,
yes, they definitely help bring up our energy. And when we're down or when we're having a really long rally with the other team, they help give us the momentum and energy to finish the point and play harder.
And if y'all weren't so good, they wouldn't come to the games, and then they wouldn't be exposed to volleyball in the way they are. So you get to take credit for advancing the sport within your amongst your peers. But no, it's been a terrific run for you guys the last couple of years. I definitely hope you can keep it going against Gray Collegiate. But we're down to it now. I mean, that the next two matchups you're going to have to be just at your best. What do you have to do? What boxes do you have to check to keep this thing going for a couple more matches and finish the job you couldn't last year?
I mean, just keeping everybody healthy, motivated, locked in, working hard at practices to figure out what we need to do to better ourselves for each game.
Yep, to help strengthen our weaknesses and to just make sure that we're always playing cohesively and together, to make sure that someone's having a hard time, we can help pick them back up. We can help cover for them until they get back into how they know how to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, anything to add to that?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, this is a wildly talented team.
Yeah.
And if we play our game the way that we are capable of playing our game, we'll be fine.
Yeah. And like you alluded to, I mean, it's all about starting on time, starting fast, and if you guys find a way to pick it up quickly, it's gonna go really well for you. So I'm very excited for you, Coach, and very excited for you, Ariel and Aurora, as you guys get ready for round 3 coming up tomorrow at Gray Collegiate. But one more question that I have for you two. Just talk about your favorite memories and moments from your time at River, and how much you're going to miss the interaction and being able to play with this group of young ladies. So just Any obviously the state title run to the state title game last year. You guys are trying to do one better and bring home the championship this year. But just talk about your favorite memories that you have had so far on the court here at May River.
I feel like definitely last year for sure, going to state was one of the best moments I've had at May River, but it was also playing with that team because we had been together for so long. We were one big family and we all supported each other, and the motivation that we had going into each game was awesome. And last night was our last home game at May River, so it's the last time we'll be playing at the Tank.
Yep.
And it's kind of sad, but we're moving on to the next level, getting ready to play great collegiate and hopefully win that state title.
Yeah, last
Let's
year
go.
and beating Bishop in the third round was definitely one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It was a very great experience to go through. But for this year, other than the amazing wins, it's like my favorite memory was definitely playing on the court with my little from last year, the past couple years. Coco, she was little, being on the here, having set me something that was amazing to do.
Nice. Well, here we'll end on this. An Aurora is a light event. Ariel is ocean royalty. This team's energy is infectious. Laughter is a
Fantastic.
heck of a medicine. So I guess Kevin Libby's telling you to keep it loose, have fun, play ball, and just be who you are, and leave it all out on the court.
And you got
Coach
to shout
Powell
National
chimed
Foul as
in.
well.
Oh, hey,
Coach
Coach
Powell giving you your love.
Yep.
One at a time, Sharks. One at a time. Just got two more to get back there, and one more to win that state championship. So thanks so much for joining us tonight, ladies, and for keeping this volleyball season going for us one more night. Bridges Prep also playing tomorrow night on the road with a tough matchup. So hopefully both of you guys will keep on going and rep the Lowco in the lower state finals, and maybe get another shot at Bishop England and maybe an even better memory. We'll see.
That's the plan.
Well, thanks so much.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank
Coach.
you.
Thanks so much, Coach Hedrick and Aurora and Ariel Rick. We appreciate y'all and wish you best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you so much.
All right, y'all take care. Great talking with them again. Our once a year conversation with them as they make their deep run into the playoffs. I love it. Unfortunately, Aurora and Ariel won't be back for next year's.
This is it for them.
Next year's interview.
Yep.
They'll be on doing their thing at the next
like
level.
I said,
man, what great leaders they've been for that program.
There are a lot of younger players that are up and coming, especially those Scourge sisters, plus on another level last night. And I mean, every time they needed a big point in that match, they turned to Jensen Scourge, and she was just an absolute beast.
Something magical about having twins on your team.
Yeah,
they have that. Some teammates develop that like telepathy, but twins are born with it. Like
I look back all the way to the Green twins, the sisters on the Hilton Head girls soccer team. Those two always knew where each other.
And the Gillis twins before that.
Yep.
No, there's something about twins. They always know where the other's going to be on the field, on the court, and they work well together. The Peluso sisters as well were great. There's been a bunch of sets, even just siblings, but twins especially. They have that telepathy. But great stuff talking with them. Congrats to May River and Bridges Prep for great seasons, and hopefully they can keep it going tomorrow night. As we mentioned,
been to the state title match, and
Bridges was there 2 years ago, May River last year. So, unfortunately, boys volleyball season ended. We're still waiting on a boys champ from the Lowco, but we're just getting started. So it's coming. Bluffton falls 3-0 tonight at Travelers Rest in the semifinals, and all the sets were pretty competitive. They just couldn't quite close one out.
Yeah, the first and the third were the third one was definitely like right there for the taking. Bluffton in the lead a couple of times, but couldn't quite seal it. So, disappointing there for the Bobcats, but a heck of a run to get to that point. And it's hard to go on the road. Like I thought Bluffton was on the same level, if not a little better than Travelers Rest, but having to go up on the road across to the upper state, that is not easy to do. And it's tough having to be the road team in that matchup. So I thought Bluffton had a great year, and I think the future is very bright. Prince Harry is they're showing all the stars out at the game. I did not expect to see Prince Harry at the Dodgers game, but there you go.
There you go, indeed.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I get ahead of myself. So I'm like, oh,
No worries.
it's like, oh, what's
What
but
is
back
happening?
to volleyball. Yeah, I get sidetracked too often. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't we all?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I am very excited about what we're seeing the boys' side. This has only been a few years since boys volleyball was, let alone even a thing. Because I remember it was like right after the pandemic when boys
Yeah,
volleyball kind of went off the ground, and at first there wasn't like a sanctioned competition for
right.
like tournament. It was just a handful of games that they played. Now there is a full-fledged sanctioned high school league sport, which is really cool to see. And um, it's awesome to see this Bluffton team really bond together, and I think there's gonna be a lot more stellar players on that squad as we go further in their tenure. So that should be very interesting.
Yep.
See how that program goes, and I think Hilton and Beaufort and May River will get there as well with the success they've had in other sports. So it's all about
Yeah.
getting recruiting the hallways and getting more guys to,
Yep.
especially non-football players, to play
Right.
volleyball.
Especially basketball players that don't
Yep.
play football.
Right.
Those seem like a no-brainer. But all right, so back to the golf because we did crown state champs today. We mentioned it at the top, but Hilton Head runs away with it. They were up by 9 going into the final round. They win by 30 over May River. Harper Hedden leading the way with a 2 under today, 1 under for the tournament to win the individual title by 6 shots over Haley Zhao from May River. Hilton Head just strong in those top 3. Catherine Gavin finished 3rd and Brooke Nicholas 5th. So they had 3 of the top 5. That's hard to beat. May River Ava Cunningham just outside the top 10, T11, and Bluffton leading the way or Rebecca Wan leading the way for Bluffton in a tie for 14th. But we got a little bit of video that we'll see tomorrow on Last Night in the Loco, but they're handing out there's Sarah Hayes, our old friend, former Battery Creek AD, now at the high school league, handing out the awards to, it looks like the top individuals going to get their awards here. But a gray day, a couple of gray days out at Hilton Head Lakes, but a great showing from the Loco golfers and a state title for the Seahawks. And I got you'll appreciate this, Wes. I got a text from Mary Beth Lyons, the great photographer who works for Hilton Head. And she said that she went up to Coach Aaron Tanner, who took over for the great Ron Grant standing there this year, and said, Joe would be so happy. And then they just cried and cried. And, I thought of that earlier today about same thing we talked about the other night when football won the region title. Anytime the Seahawks were state champs, Joe Monmonier was going to be right there celebrating with them. And certainly he's looking down and appreciating a job well done for the girls golf team this week.
Yeah, I mean, this was their first state title since the tragedy that happened in over the summer. And yeah, you just think about how much Joe would have appreciated and celebrated that achievement. And credit to those young ladies and that coaching staff. First year head coach, correct?
Yeah, he had been an assistant to Ron for years and took over this year and fell into a state championship. Gotta love that. But we said earlier, culture doesn't graduate, and Grant's still around and helping him get his feet as the head coach, and that program just kind of rolls along. You got a lot of golfers on Hilton Head, and if you give them a platform to go work on their game every day and go play tournaments and get better, they're going to reward you. So congratulations to the Seahawks. Just tremendous play in this week with the top 3 separated by 1 shot last week at Rose Hill, and then they go out to Hilton Head Lakes and the Seahawks win it by 30. So just incredible playing against the same group of kids, and they just played much better than anybody this week.
Yeah. It's kind of full circle, if I'm being honest. Just the hard work and dedication these young women put into this sport. I mean, it's not even just Hilton Head. I mean, Hilton Head, May River, even the private schools have the same thing.
Oh yeah,
it just shows how strong golf is in this area. But every time I seeing that video just makes me think of Joe, just because of how much he cared and how much he supported and made sure that every sports program had the best that they could possibly have. He was, something special, and he helped build these programs, these different sports, to what they are today at Hilton Head High School. And, I think it's finally starting to pay off for some of these sports because of what he did during his time as the athletic director. And, it makes me, it breaks my heart because, I know he's watching from above, but, you also wish he was there to see all the hard work and dedication he's put into the school finally, start to pay off.
Yeah, and you just look at all the work that he did since, I mean, even before his time as athletic director, as
Right.
lacrosse coach, and he just such a caring
Mhm.
individual and loved seeing the kids' successes, and that just carried over to his role as AD, and certainly watching over, very proud of what that golf team did and what the football team is doing as well as they get ready
Yeah.
to surge into the postseason. But what an accomplishment for this Hilton High golf squad, and just for the Lowco in general. The run that we have had with May River winning a couple of titles recently, and then flip back over to the Seahawks. And I'm sure the Sharks will be right back there in the future. So um, love to see as a Seahawk alum. It's been an awesome fall so far for them. Tennis, I believe, are they still alive? Girls tennis. I know they have another match coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are on to the next round. I don't know if May River won today. They're playing either May River or South Florence, I
Yeah, so
believe,
it's been a
in
heck
the
of a
next round.
fall so far for the Seahawks, and a lot more to come. But that first state title, always. I remember back in the past, girls tennis, it seemed like they were a state champ every year. Always,
Powerhouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then golf
Perennial.
was right up there, cross country. So
Yep.
getting back to
Yeah.
the Seahawk dominance that we have seen in years past, and
Yeah.
football having arguably its best year in their program.
Best in a long time, if not
At least a
ever.
long time since I've
A
been around.
chance to
Yeah,
be the best season in program history,
I'll have
maybe,
to look
right?
through
Like,
the annals of the
yeah, I was
archives.
thinking about that the other day, that I needed to look up like the most wins in program
Yep.
history and that kind of stuff, because
They have
we got to
great
definitely be
resources now on
closer
those
to that.
football websites to look up just historically how the season compares to some of the others that they've had. But
Yeah.
it's always a fun exercise. But
Well, on
terrific.
the subject of football, I did get a clarification of something we
Oh
were
yeah.
asking.
Oh,
We were talking about last night. We talked about the brackets being
yep.
weird, and the upper state
Yep.
at large being in the lower state bracket. Well, I'm glad we talked about it out loud, because BJ Payne was listening before bed, as he does, and he called me this morning and said, "Hey, I want to let you know those brackets are messed up." I brought it to their attention a little while ago, and they were supposed to update them, but it doesn't look like it got done. So they did get updated today. So now it is fixed. So we got the full rundown now. So we already knew the three region champs would be the top three seeds
Right.
seeded by RPI. We knew the three runners up would be the next three seeds seeded by RPI. Here's what we now know. Our region 6, gets 4 automatic qualifiers.
Okay.
The Florence region 5, gets 5 automatic qualifiers, and the Columbia region 4, gets 6 automatic qualifiers. That's 15. That leaves 1 at-large bid from the lower state. So then how it works from 7 through 15 is you determine who all the qualifiers are. You've got them by region finish, and you can't seed a team that finished below another team in the region until you seed the team that finished ahead of them in the region. So, but that doesn't apply across regions. So as of right now, what I got here is a spreadsheet. It's got a couple different scenarios here. So if Bluffton beats May River, Wilson beats Darlington, North Augusta beats Midland Valley, South Florence beats Hartsville, and South Aiken beats Aiken, which are not guaranteed to happen by any stretch of the imagination. That's just kind of the favorite, so to speak, based on RPI. Then this is what we'd end up with. You'd have Hilton Head as the 2 seed. They would get South Aiken in the first round. Bluffton would be the 5 and would take on Crestwood in the first round, and then go to North Augusta in round 2. May River would be the 7 and get Lower Richland or Wilson. I'm not sure how that tiebreaker is going to shake out. It might be Wilson. I've got another sheet here that I can show you where I've got some playoff scenarios because it can get a little funky in some of these brackets, these scenarios. But for all intents and purposes, if May River beats Bluffton, they just switch lines.
Hmm.
They go from
Yeah.
5 and 7 to 6 and 7.
Hmm.
There's not a lot of difference there.
But that would mean, if I'm looking at this correctly, would that mean one of them would end up more than likely playing Bishop England in the first round?
No, not in either of these scenarios. 8 and 9 will play each other.
8 and 9. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so 7
Yeah.
and 10. But those are just two scenarios, and there's a lot of other scenarios as we'll see here.
Yeah.
Hilton Head's already clinched the number 1 spot. Number 2 and 3 will be determined by Bluffton May River. Bishop England clinches the 4 if they beat Colleton. Should they lose to Colleton, then it gets complicated. If Beaufort wins, they would be the 4. But if they don't, and Colleton beats B, then we got a 3-way tie, and we got to figure all that out.
Oh God.
Yeah,
God.
and
Oh my
then
God.
you got 3-way tie scenarios in every region pretty much.
Yeah.
South Florence versus Hartsville is 4-1 and 2. That's clear cut. Lower Richland's already in the clubhouse at 3 and 3. They've got head to head over Wilson at 2 and 3, but Wilson has it over Crestwood, and Crestwood has it over Lower Richland. So you've got the potential of a 3-way tie there. If Wilson wins and Crestwood wins, which are the most likely outcomes in those games.
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks like you'll have a 3-way tie scenario there. I don't know what they use to break the tie, whether it's point differential or RPI. If regions are smart, they'll use RPI because of that
Yeah,
rule about the seeding. That will benefit everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
probably
was
the right move.
RPI.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what everyone should have written into their bylaws at this point, but they might
100%.
not. Gray Collegiate has clinched the 4A number 1 spot. Number 2 is still up for grabs, but North Augusta clinches it with a win over Midland Valley, which needs a win and a Gilbert loss to take the number 2 spot. Gilbert plays Gray, so that is very possible.
Yeah. No.
So Midland Valley could, if they beat North Augusta, they would jump to the 2. If they win and Gilbert wins, then we got a 3-way tie
Oh my
for
God.
second. Brooklyn Casey has the head-to-head over both South Aiken and Aiken, so they just need a win to clinch the 5. And South Aiken just needs a win to clinch the 6, but there's no way they can. Right? Yeah, if Brooklyn Casey lost and South Aiken won, then South Aiken would jump them for the 5.
Right.
And then Aiken, I think, yeah, the only way Aiken gets in is if they get a 3-way tie. I mean, they're getting in probably as a, well, they might not actually. Darlington's probably getting the at-large if they get left out. So there's still a lot. There's still a lot that can juggle up this bracket, this week. So I don't think we can. You can narrow down to 2 or 3 teams of who you might be playing in the next round, but you're not going to know for sure until later. So there you go. Now we understand it, though. Now we can actually do bracketology.
This is the fun part. I love as a stats nerd. I love the
me too.
being just looking through.
I mean,
the
clearly,
scenarios.
I made scenarios today.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm into this nerd stuff.
You got bored today.
Oh, I don't know about this. What is this? I can't trust you. All right, I'm gonna have to go looking for that. What else we got today, boys? Anything else you want to talk about?
We went through the volleyball. Went through the. I have some.
We gone through 4A.
Yeah,
we know where
4A.
3A sits.
Yeah,
2A
I mean, 3A we know what it
set in
is.
stone.
Battery Creek's
The
gonna
others
go.
are more straightforward, as you have like the normal bracket setup of the region finish.
Yeah.
1 through 4, and the H's.
Right.
To determine home
Yeah,
field.
the
Right.
traditional
Right.
bracket
So
where
it
you got
wasn't
a
the
pretty good
past
idea what's
or
gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could play around with that at some point. I'm trying to find this video that Kevin Libby has requested because I'm not familiar with it. I don't know where it is.
Kevin Libby at his finest.
And it must not be on the Facebooks.
Maybe it's on Twitter or whatever it's called now.
Probably on Instagram is my guess.
What is it for?
But perhaps not.
Oh, is it for
I don't know where it is, bro.
social buddies?
He said it's I can't trust you if you wear socks to bed. Well, I'm with you on that one. That's gross. In my opinion. I didn't see it on IG. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. Well, another day perhaps. But they're playing baseball again in Los Angeles after playing deep into the night, and it's still 2-1.
It's 2-1, and
Toronto.
I'm feared that this one could be another lengthy.
A good and a fun series to
Well,
watch.
Yeah.
if it does, luckily for the Dodgers, they do have one ace in the hole in the stands tonight. They got Sandy Koufax. Get that arm ready, big dog.
Well, man, get ready. You may have to come in there for an inning.
They might need Sandy out of the pen tonight because Kershaw's used up.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Otani's still going in the sixth, though. He's up to 84
Yeah.
pitches. So they're going to have to get into the pens.
Strong
They're gonna have to figure some stuff out.
We're all rooting for
God.
the Jays to win this one, right? You at least want to get
Yeah,
it
you want to get to
evened
2-2
up.
with
If
the guaranteed
the Blue Jays,
it to go back.
I
to
just
Toronto.
want 7 games more than anything.
I know, but I would just say if the Blue Jays lost a close one again tonight, I kind
That
of
might
just
be
think
it. They might be.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is a pretty much must-win game 4 for them,
They're
especially.
yeah,
a
this is a
resilient
must
team,
win.
though.
They are a
Resilient
resilient team, and I mean, your team came back from a 3-1 deficit. Don't forget that.
Sure did.
That's true. I would
They don't have
say,
Jason Hayward or a rain delay, though.
yeah, I would say though, this has been one of the more fun World Series, one of the more
Really
exciting
has,
World Series over the last
and
few
even
years.
better than much better than Yankees Dodgers. I don't know. The
Oh, and
only
better
good,
than-
the only good game in that series was Game 1. The rest were
Well, and certainly, in my opinion, better than Rangers Diamondbacks a couple seasons back as well.
yeah,
you
no.
know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
You know.
what. I mean, no disrespect to those two teams, but it just did not do the same compared to Jays.
This, however, this has been fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you get arguably
seriously
two of the best
enjoyed it.
superstars in the game in Otani and Guerrero going at. So you have the star power. I mean, you have just really good supporting players, great pitching, just teams that are, they're evenly matched. Even though the Dodgers have shown that they have the more depth and the more talent throughout the last couple of years, and in this series so far, the Blue Jays have been able to get the timely hits and have been hanging around. So it's been
Yeah, and it's been
great,
by the
just
narrowest
amazing cinema, just outstanding
yeah.
stuff. This is
Great
exactly
baseball.
what you want to see
Yeah.
in a fall classic for a sport that really needs that continued,
Got him.
big time showings. To compete.
Otani
Yeah.
just struck
Well,
out the
Otani's
sausage.
how big is he for the game of baseball right now?
Oh,
Just
greatest of all time.
enormous. Yep.
He's the greatest baseball player of all time.
As
Full
he
stop.
strikes out.
I found the video.
Yay!
Found the mysterious video here. So here we go. Let's see if we can hear it.
You sleep with socks on at night. I don't trust you if you live over 225 as a basketball player. You smell like you put ketchup on your fries.
What was that? Ketchup on your hot dogs?
I don't trust
What
you.
is this music?
I can't say no crazy.
I don't know.
Nicholas came out new music.
Oh, he's still contemplating.
I don't trust you if you lie to me.
What?
I don't trust you.
What is it?
Over something.
Room temperature over 70? That's fair.
Sure, that's a good argument.
Trust you if you're too nice.
It's a good
Too
argument.
nice.
don't trust you if you just rub your stomach like that.
I trust you if you off-ball.
When you get killed, though, you go to off-ball.
You can't hear him because everybody else talking.
What? Yeah, I don't know what you're seeing here, man.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it either. I don't know what
It's
Kevin.
hard to hear what they were
See,
saying.
you know,
Yeah,
I'll
have to go back and listen when I can
here's
hear
here's the thing. Kevin's a quite unusual dude, so I think he would find
Well,
things
yeah.
that are funny that other
Well,
people would think are
Kevin and
kinda
I
weird.
usually have very similar senses of humor, so there must be something I'm
Right.
missing. must
I
be
think I'd be missing
funny
something
there.
because I do like Kevin. Whenever he shows me some weird things, I just laugh at it and think, yeah, that's
Oh.
actually hilarious.
He sends me some sketch comedy that knocks
Yeah.
socks off.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't quite doing it for
I
me.
wasn't
It was
feeling
too
that
much,
one.
Too much.
Sorry, Kevin.
Maybe it's just my old man ADHD ears that can't hear in noisy environments, but wasn't doing
Well,
it
I
for
mean,
me.
I got ADHD too. I couldn't understand a single word any of them were saying at the time, so
Yeah.
I couldn't hear it.
The socks, yeah, I'm down with the not sleeping in socks. That's weird. Sleeping in socks is weird. I don't like that. Don't like that.
Yeah, I don't.
So I think that's about it, boys. I think we rounded it up.
Yeah.
We got another night ahead of us tomorrow night that we're gonna need to
Maybe some
do a
football.
show because we got
Yep.
some volleyball matches going on, and then we've also got a couple of football previews to
Yes,
do.
4
Got
games
4
going up,
games.
including the granddaddy of them all, or at least arguably that, in the Bluffton Bowl. It's the
Oh, yeah.
Bobcats and the Sharks coming up Thursday night football from the Den. We will also have 3 other games, including JP2 Pinewood Prep, a region battle, Battery Creek and Hanahan, and then Cross looking for that elusive win.
Yep. So yeah, 4 games on tomorrow night. I think May River Bluffton is the game of the week by far, unless something.
Although
crazy
Hayward, the Hayward BA is going to be
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Hayward beating BA would elevate it quite a bit. Buford beating Hilton Head would elevate it a lot because that would be a shocker.
Yeah. That, I mean,
Gallatin County being Bishop England would be.
Yeah, well, I'm just
huge
talking
deal,
about in terms of which.
But just
games
as
are
far as the
intriguing,
matchup,
yeah,
it's May
matchups.
River at Bluffton all the way.
I'd say May River Bluffton. Then second would be BA Thomas Hayward.
You got a top 6 seed in the playoffs on the line. You got bragging rights. You got runner up finish.
You get everything you need in a
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, this is kind of like same kind of scenario like last season too. Like winner, kind of.
You're right. Well, last year they played earlier in the year, right?
I don't think it was. Yeah, they didn't play week 10.
No.
They played
So
earlier.
it was technically it was supposed to be the last week of the season, but then they played.
Wait, was it because the hurricane got moved? Yes,
that's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because it was supposed to be the last game.
Yeah.
Right.
It
and then they played each other again in the first round of the playoffs.
First round.
Yep. Wild.
Yeah.
That was a crazy game. I was glad it was there for that.
Both games were tremendous, by the way.
Yeah, they were both great.
And that still went to overtime. The 10-yard fight.
Yeah. It was amazing. Amazing. And then a 2-point conversion. Came down to a 2-point conversion at the end. Crazy stuff. All right, boys. Well, let's shout out our sponsors. We got Hudson Seafood House on the Docks, presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episode came out tonight, now available on the Lowco Media Network. Get it while it's fresh and hot. Hudson Seafood House, always serving hot, fresh seafood. They got cocktails and beautiful sunsets right on Skull Creek. The place to be on Hilton Head Island at Hudson Seafood House on the Docks. We got Twenge and Twombly. If you need a personal injury attorney in Beaufort, they've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twenge and Twombly. And we've got our old friend, Coach Barron over at Hilton Head Prep. He's hung up the whistle, focused on a new kind of screens these days at HHI Windows and Doors, where they want to improve your view of the Low Country. And then, of course, our official wrestling sponsor and official wrestling club of Lowco Sports, presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, Reverence Wrestling Club, and Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. And that brings us, gentlemen, to our parting thoughts. Wes, you're sitting over on the edge. I'll let you go first.
Sure. First off, once again, congratulations to the Hilton Head Seahawks state champions. What a tremendous start to the athletic season has been. Outstanding job of that first-year head coach and those young ladies for bringing the state title back to Hilton Head, and man, once again, I mean, just Joe Momineer's got to be smiling up all the way up there, and he is very proud of what everybody's doing over there, what that football team's doing, with that, of course, what that golf team just did, and it brings me so much joy to see how go off, to see these student athletes working so hard and achieving a goal like this. And credit to the Maver Sharks for putting together a heck of a fight as well. That team is going to be right in the thick of it for years to come. And thanks to Hilton Head Lakes for hosting it, because it's always nice for you able to play that state title tournament, right, to championship event right here at the Low Country. It's always nice to have it. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it out there, but the weather, it was cold and chilly. It was good championship conditions. The rain kind of held off, and Seahawks showed out. So tremendous stuff there, and really looking forward to seeing how the Seahawks continue. It has been a great start to the fall season. I do have another fun parting thought. Actually, two of them. I saw that Hilton Head High beat Bluffton 5. I'm not sure if you mentioned earlier, but Hilton Head High beat Bluffton 5-1 tonight or today, and it looks like they will be home in the next round on Thursday.
Yeah, they beat them. They actually played yesterday. The
Okay.
Bluffton Hilton Head match.
All right.
They got it in yesterday, and Hilton Head got the win.
Right.
Did you see whether May River or?
Let's see. Hilton Head, they beat Bluffton.
It was May River against
South Florence. I am not sure.
No score
It
yet.
looks like I just know that Hilton had won their side of things.
Yeah.
Let's see. South Florence. I have not seen
one of
anything
those teams
right
is
now.
going to Hilton Head.
They will come to Hilton Head
on Thursday,
and then they'll probably don't count out Bishop England, because Gray Collegiate is the 1 seed, but if Bishop England knocks them off, Hilton Head will be home for the lower state final next week if they beat whoever comes out of that May River South Florence matchup.
You never count out Bishop England in the country.
No, that could be a fun matchup. Used to always be Hilton Head Myrtle Beach, and then Lucy Beckham came in. They spoiled them every year. They were their nemesis for a while, and then finally they moved up to 5A. So Hilton Head's got a shot there too. Yes, they're the new rivals, I guess, for tennis. But I do have one more fun, interesting story that I saw today. That involves a former standout of Max, your Clemson Tigers. He's now a Jacksonville Jaguar. Trevor Lawrence was visiting Bluffton over the weekend. And
actually, it's funny.
Well, I have it on good authority that he either owns or is building a home in Palmetto Bluff.
I have the proof. Proof. He is building a place out in Palmetto Bluff, which is where he got married, actually. So cool. He must have really liked Palmetto Bluff. He loves this area, if I'm being honest. He was at the Cahill Market over the weekend. Just outside of downtown Bluffton, which
he seems like a Cahill Market guy. That seems like his kind of place. Yeah. Seems like he'd fit right in there. He'd have the cap on with the long hair, overalls.
I think the house, the house, from what I hear, is like an 8,000 square foot house with 3,000 square feet of porches, so surrounds the entire house. Yeah,
my whole house and porches, and I got a
decent
sized house.
That's a big house. That's a big house.
It's a lot of porches. Well, I've seen a lot of fans saying they'd rather he visited the end zone more often than Bluffton, but they're taking some low blows at him in the comments. You can't read the comments.
Just think though, if he decides to make that his permanent home and his kids decide to live here, we could be seeing Trevor Lawrence kids playing youth sports here soon.
I've told you about when I showed up to my son's first T-ball game when he was 4, and the other team's coach was Keith Brooking, and I was like, "What in the world? Keith Brooking coaching the other team? What in the world?" So we could see that. We could see Trevor Lawrence coaching flag football down at the Bluffton Rec.
Oh man, how great would that be?
That'd be something else. Good stuff there. What do you got, Max?
Obviously, we've been keeping an eye on, the Blue Jays Dodgers. Great game last night. Unreal kind of game. God, it lasted forever. I did stay up to watch the whole thing. So, getting to
Good
see
for you.
one of my favorite players of all time, Freddie Freeman, hit the walk-off home
Yep,
run was very
I mean,
special. As much as I hate the Dodgers, it was special to see him hit
second
that.
time that he's had the big walk off of the series, at least to this point.
And I feel great for him,
yeah.
except for the fact he plays for the Dodgers. But
Yep.
anyway, the
Hey, go ahead.
other thing I was going to say is obviously another big name in college football has been fired, of course.
Yep.
Brian Kelly, the head coach of LSU, was fired. All I can say is good riddance. I never liked him, if I'm being honest.
not
He
a
was never
fan.
my
I did
favorite
like
type
him
of guy.
before in Notre Dame, and
He was
now
it was never a good fit at
it
LSU, and
didn't feel like it was going to work out to the level that he
and it
wanted
makes
to.
me wonder
What
why
do
did
you
they?
mean? You didn't buy his folksy
Oh,
style down there?
shut it! I don't want to hear that. That was painful
You're
to
so
But
watch.
I was
funny.
thinking
You're
about
so
this
funny.
when we had under the bus. We were talking about. I just remember it was like 2 months ago when everyone was saying that Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier were going to be the Heisman front runners, and those two teams play
Look
each
at them
other
right
in
now.
week 0, week 1, whatever.
Never to be heard
the
from
difference-
again.
The difference I would say is I think Cade Klubnik has stepped on his own foot. Now his offensive coordinator has not helped him in any way. But I don't think Cade Klubnik has really played up to his potential. Obviously, he's injured currently, and who knows when he's coming back. But for Garrett Nussmeier, it's not so much his play; it was just his coaching sucks. It was terrible. It was hard for him to do anything when he couldn't get anything done based off what his offensive coordinator and his head coach was giving him. So. Like, I think Garrett Nussmeier is a great quarterback. I just think he's in a terrible situation at LSU that was never going to solve itself. And the fact that LSU signed Brian Kelly to a 10-year deal was just stupid to begin with. I thought they'd sign him for 3 years, see what he can do in a 3-year span. And then if they liked what they saw, give him an extension. But no, they signed him for 10 years. So the payout's like $54 million, so it's just ridiculous. I never understood why they signed him to begin with. He's not an LSU kind of guy. And I hope they get back to signing a coach who can be, what LSU needs in a head coach. And, I just I never thought the marriage of Brian Kelly and LSU was ever going to work. I never thought
I
it was going to
didn't
work.
either. I've talked about it before, but I met him when I went to cover a Notre Dame club thing that he was speaking at on Hilton Head one time, and I just came away with the worst impression. Just one of those guys that looks like he's looking right through you when he's talking to you, like you can't wait to get on to the next thing. He was impatient and kind of flippant and snippy with the fans who were asking questions, and the way he handled the death of that student videographer at Notre Dame just never sat well with me.
No.
That always really bothered me, and the way he reacted to it bothered me, and I never could get over it. And he hasn't done anything to prove me wrong.
I think there's
about
some
that
things.
yet.
I think it even got
I
to
think
the
he
point
gets
where
another shot though somewhere.
but I wouldn't. I
He needs
I
to
don't
go
know.
where
If I'd
their
rather-
expectations are
would you
lower.
rather see him in college football because of the ever-changing world of college football, or would you rather see him coaching in the NFL?
Oh, I think he's going to have more success in college.
I agree,
Generally,
but
at a
it's
place like a North Carolina, or a place where the
yeah,
expectations are a little lower, and if you win 8 or 9 games every year, they
true.
build you a statue. I think
Yeah.
he can go to that kind of place and really have a good career.
The
Some
other
of these
thing I was,
places, they're out of control. I mean,
yeah.
Shanton forgot to be fired, in the middle of games, and like it's getting a
Well,
little out of hand.
I think
Like we can just go
unfortunately,
raise up 50 million to pay this guy off,
well,
and then
I know, but if
300
I
million
think
for the next one.
it unfortunately got to the point where there was no choice with Brian
yeah.
Kelly. You couldn't do anything
Yep.
to save his butt, and I think it got to the point where even players were starting to doubt him as well. And once that happens, good luck getting back out of the hole that you dug yourself into.
Yep.
It's just really difficult. But I do agree. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Anyway, and also the other thing I want to mention, if you don't want to watch the Blue Jays and Dodgers right now, for some reason, I still don't understand this, but they have college football games on tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which
Well,
is
once
Tuesday.
baseball's over,
Tuesday.
there'll be a lot more eyeballs on those
Mhm.
midweek college football games.
yeah.
Well, and there's some people that would watch the Kennesaw State game over a baseball game just because
Oh,
they
no
don't like
doubt. There
baseball
are
and they
some
love
Yeah.
football.
sick. I guess sickos is one of the words to describe those.
Tell you
people.
what.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell
College
you what,
football
though.
sickos.
Speaking of Kennesaw State, I'm impressed.
Also, baseball's hard to bet. It's a hard
Really
game to
Yeah.
is.
bet.
Yeah, it can be
Football's a lot
tough.
easier game
And
to bet.
also there's NBA and
It's
other
ridiculous.
sports on.
Yeah.
So whatever
Yeah.
tickles.
That's the
I would
beauty of the
say regarding
Equinox.
Yeah.
Regarding
College
Kennesaw-
basketball is also
Almost here.
coming soon. Yep.
regarding Kennesaw State, if I'm not mistaken, this is their third year in the FBS because they came out from the FCS.
That sounds about right.
3 years ago. They're 5-2 right now, and they're undefeated in their conference. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Have you
with
been through
them.
there lately?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Every time you drive through there, that area is blowing up.
Blowing
and
up,
it's a
yeah.
beautiful, nice
It's a great
area. Like
campus.
I
It's a
totally get why
fantastic
Kennesaw
campus.
is blowing up as a campus.
Oh
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It's a fantastic campus. The same thing
Yeah.
with UCF. Look how UCF blew up over a span
Mhm.
of 20 years. You know, they went from a Division III school to all the way up through FCS and into FBS. You know, just and now
Kennesaw
playing.
has dope like colors and logos and stuff too. I think they're doing a
Yeah,
good job of
it's a cool
marketing that
place.
program.
It's a cool place.
It is a cool place. I agree. Let's see what else we got. Not much else. I did see something I
Ooh,
thought I was going to
uh,
mention. Oh, I saw an update on the NBA gambling story. That Terry
Oh.
Rozier had an $8 million tax lien
Oh
from
my
the
goodness.
IRS.
Wow.
So I think we're starting to understand why he was getting into
Oh
mafia poker game situations.
my goodness.
Pay your taxes, kids.
Yep.
Pay your taxes.
You know, I'm
Um,
still shocked that Chauncey Billups, out of all people, Chauncey Billups,
Oh.
I feel like he was just a well-respected player as well as a
You
coach.
just never know,
You know,
man.
you just never
Just
know.
never
I'm
know.
I'm still
change.
shocked by it. I'm
Yep.
still shocked by it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, dudes. Well, folks want to get to this baseball game. It's
Yeah,
coming down
it's
to the wire. We're in the
Jays are
seventh.
looking good. Add
interesting.
on.
Oh, he did not
Two
get through the
on.
seventh. They took him out. in the
Jays have
seventh.
2 on, nobody out. Second and
They
third,
sure do.
up
They could
2-1.
break it open right
looking to
here.
Even the series at 2.
Former Marcus Walsh favorite Andres Jimenez at the plate.
Yes.
I do like
And
Jimenez.
with that, we'll wrap things up tonight. Thanks for joining us for a Tuesday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make it all possible, and thanks to the girls from May River, Coach Morgan Hedrick, and the twins, Aurora and Ariel Reck, for making it on the show tonight to talk with us. Best of luck to them and Bridges Prep tomorrow night in the third round of the high school girls volleyball playoffs. And we'll be back tomorrow night to fill you in on the 4 games going on Thursday night, as well as whatever else is happening on the Loco sports scene. So thanks to everyone who showed up to listen or watch. And for Wesker and Max Araj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.